And as mentioned, the global oil market appears most vulnerable to the volatility in the Middle East, with prices soaring. Our Lee Eun-jin has details.
The conflict in the Middle East has effectively closed off the Strait of Hormuz, disrupting supply routes for the roughly 20% of global oil exports that pass through this narrow passageway from the Persian Gulf to the Indian Ocean and beyond. Global oil prices surged past $100 a barrel on Monday. Global benchmark prices climbed sharply, with West Texas Intermediate jumping about 15% to $107.54 per barrel as of 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time, the first time since July 2022 that it has traded above $100. Brent crude also rose, briefly reaching as high as $111 a barrel. Market watchers warn that oil prices could keep rising, with Goldman Sachs saying oil could reach $150 a barrel by the end of the month if flows are not restored. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump said Sunday in a post on Truth Social that such short-term price rises were a very small price to pay for safety and peace, noting that prices would drop rapidly once the nuclear threat in Iran is destroyed. However, Trump is mindful of economic concerns as it remains a priority for voters, which could be directly reflected in the midterm elections. The Treasury Department has said it will soon release plans to mitigate the rising energy costs. In South Korea, gasoline prices continue to creep up closer to the 2,000 mark. According to the Oil Price Information Network, as of 9 a.m. Monday Korea Standard Time, the average price nationwide was approximately 1,897.7 won, or roughly $1.27 per liter. Diesel prices are currently higher, with the average price rising 2.3 won from the previous day to 1,920.1 won. On Monday, during a meeting between oil refinery representatives and the related authorities, Industry Minister Kim Jong-wan called for the implementation of transparent and fair petroleum pricing, saying that the burden caused by the situation in the Middle East should not be passed on to consumers unilaterally nor excessively. He also warned that any attempts to take advantage of rising international oil prices in a way that undermines efforts to stabilize the people's livelihoods will be met with grave responses. This comes as President Lee Jae-myung urged the government to crack down on collusion between refiners and gas stations, price fixing, and hoarding, calling for strict punishment of violators. He called for authorities to swiftly implement a cap on domestic gasoline and diesel prices. Lee Eun-jin, Arirang News.